guys, welcome to Tutorials Point. In this video, I will be giving you some tips to improve your speaking skills for the IELTS speaking module. So let's have a look at the overview. To begin with, I will be helping you set the base for an impressive start. So first impression is the last impression, as the famous saying goes. So you have to set a very good base to your introduction so that the rest of your conversation with the examiner goes really well. Apart from that, I will be giving you some rules to develop good communication skills and also have an engaging conversation with the examiner. So to begin with, let's see how you can set a good, strong first impression with the examiner. Yes, your first impression is the most important thing in your speaking exam. Remember, this is a face-to-face exam and your entire outlook, the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, plays a very major and key role in your speaking exam. So firstly, dress smartly and carry yourself confidently. By what I mean by dressing smartly, you don't have to be overly dressed or very fashionably dressed. Whatever you wear clean ironed clothes, carry yourself well, be confident in your approach, and this will set a very good base for your first impression. Secondly, maintain eye contact and be confident. Not just during your IELTS speaking exam, this is a very key thing of having a conversation. You need to maintain eye contact with the person whom you are speaking with. This gives a very good outlook and a very good impression of communication. And be confident at all times of speaking. Keep the smile on. Yes, keeping the smile on is very important because remember, the examiner would have conducted many other exams, met a lot of candidates and will be in a very serious mood. So if you enter with a smile, it's going to help lighten the environment, set the mood for the entire conversation you're going to have with him and make the mood a little more lighter and cheerful. Then you have, do not use unnecessary gestures. Most of you, not just many of the students, even I sometimes have this habit of using some gestures which give away our nervousness. So do be very careful that you don't have come up with these gestures like, fiddling with your hair and twiddling your fingers or adjusting your coat very often or your clothes very often. These are gestures which give away your nervousness to the examiner, and this can be a very important thing which you do not want the examiner to know. Then we have introduce yourself with confidence. Your self-introduction part has to be very good because this is what will set the base for your conversation. So be very casual but be very clear and crisp with how you introduce yourself. Stay calm, and the first few minutes is what will help you build the rapport with the examiner. So your first few minutes of the conversation will set the mood and the pace for the next entire 10 to 14 minutes that you're going to be spending with the examiner. So be very careful that you're calm and relaxed throughout and set the mood accordingly, and use the first few minutes, which is your first section, that is the interview round, to set the mood and build a good rapport with the examiner. It's okay to ask the examiner a question from your side occasionally. It's not necessary that the examiner has to be asking you the question always. Now, I will share with you some rules for having a conversation. So basically, to begin with, do not be shy or reserved. Many students have this habit of being shy and reserved while somebody is trying to converse or communicate with them. This is not going to help you during your IELTS speaking exam. Let the examiner know that you are free to have a conversation and open to interact. So let your personality shine through your speaking. By this I mean your speaking has to let your personality come through, because this is a face-to-face round. The examiner will be only able to judge you if you let him know what's your personality like and how you're going to communicate and how good you are at proving your point through your speaking skills. Don't let your answer just be a yes or no. For instance, if the examiner asks you, so are you from India? Don't just say yes or just say yes, I'm from India. Just add a few more points to it which will enhance your answer and give the examiner a better approach or better feel about yourself. Like for example, Tell them, yes, I'm from India, a country which is multicultural and has a diverse culture. So this adds a lot more personality and adds a much more personal touch to your answer, as well speaks a lot about your personality. Give real-time examples for your conversation. For example, if he's asking you about the food of your country or about what you want to study, you can add some examples or tell them what is good in the area you come from, or why you want to pick a particular subject, how you picked interest on that particular subject. So these are things which will help give a good impression about yourself and give a good base to your conversation. Speak at length. It shows your confidence. So I've been repeating this. Do not let your answers be short, one-line answers or 2-3 word answers or single word answers. Speak at length because they want to judge your fluency. They want to check your confidence levels. So by speaking at length, that's the only way the examiner will be able to understand your personality, understand how much you can communicate, how well you can communicate, how you can process your thoughts and present them through words. So this is about the rules for conversation. Let's move on and see what are the good communication skills that you need to develop. The first and basic things of a good communication is to speak slowly, clearly and loudly. So make sure you set a constant pace for your speech when you're speaking to the examiner. Speak clearly and be audible. If you're not going to speak clearly and if you're not going to be audible, the examiner might ask you to repeat yourself again and again, and that could irate him during the course of the exam, which you don't want. Stay confident, which I have been repeating again and again, and it's up to you to maintain the mood of the exam. So you need to be bright and cheerful. The examiner would have met n number of students on that particular day, and his mood might not be as bright and cheerful as you expect it to be, but it's all in your hands to maintain the mood of the exam, to bring in that brightness and that cheerful mood. Apart from that, like I have told you before, do not repeat your sentences, phrases or obvious words. I've been repeating this because they want to check your vocabulary, and if you're going to be repeating your words, they do not expect that from you, and they won't be very happy and your marking will go down. Also, don't hesitate to pause for a minute before you answer. It is okay to think for a second as soon as the examiner shoots the question at you and then answer, rather than just blurting out the answer immediately and the answer being irrelevant. So the examiner might ask you to rethink the answer. So this is not what you're looking for. Now let's move on and see the summary of what we have gone through in this video. So I have told you how you can make an impactful first impression and maintain the mood of the exam. Apart from that, I have always repeated to speak at length because this is what will help the examiner judge your confidence and your fluency in the language. Also, remember all the key rules of conversation and good communication. Apply them during your conversation at the speaking exam. Apart from this, communication, clarity and confidence. These are the 3 key things that will help you pass your speaking exam with flying colors. So this is very important and you will have to practice this. So this was it about this IELTS speaking skills, and this is the last video of the IELTS segment. I hope all the tricks, tips, strategies that I have told you through all my videos for all the modules was helpful. Do keep practicing, practice and practice, like I always told you. This is the only thing that's going to help you improve your scores. Stay stress-free, relaxed and calm on the day of the exam, because this is what is going to ultimately help you get the scores you want to. All the best, do well. Thank you.
Tutorialspoint.com. Simply easy learning.